This is today's weather. We're supposed to have 50 degrees, and I think we probably will have in the afternoon. But right now, at 10 o'clock in the morning, we've had snow and rain all yesterday, last night, and this morning early. Hi, and I'm Kim from Simple Life, Happy Wife. If you're new here, welcome. This weekend's video is going to feature some, I guess, winter scenes. I don't think we're going to do any shopping, but we will. I think we're planning on going and picking something up in Toma for someone for Easter and having lunch. And then we're going to come home here, and I'm going to take a nap because I've been up all night working. And then we're going to hit that organization project, have some live footage from that. And we're hoping tomorrow, if the weather is in the 50s or 60s, to head out to Devil's Lake State Park here in Wisconsin. It's about 40 minutes from where we live. So, and take some pictures and video of a rookery, which is where the blue heron fly in and make their nests and mate. So we're hoping to get out there tomorrow and see if there's any first signs of spring in the woods, the wooded area in that of the park. So I'm not sure what else will be in this video. I will be showing you some of the plants that I overwintered in their containers and giving you some plans for my container garden on my deck for this spring and summer. So until next time, take care, be well, and I'll see you again. We're over in the section of Devil's Lake State Park right now, where we're going to go to the rookery where the blue heron are settling in for mating season. Today we're out for a drive in Devil's Lake State Park. As I said, we were going to go and look at the blue heron in the rookery here in Devil's Lake State Park, where they come back every year and find a nest or find their nest and mate, and then of course have their hatchlings. So now we're heading to Walmart to pick up a few things that we forgot last week, and then we're heading home, and supper tonight is salmon, rice, and broccoli, which hopefully I'll throw a clip in, upload the video, and this will be this weekend's video. So I hope everyone's doing well, and I will talk to you next week. Okay, I picked these up in Walmart yesterday. I think this would be a neat little, these are back in the plant section, neat little thing to put in an Easter basket. They're little pollinator kits. These ones are forget-me-nots, but they have little daisies, tomatoes, rosemary. So we're going to get these to start the bees out. Hopefully I'm going to get these wildflowers. Just kick a patch of earth over and plant these underneath it and go out and water it. And we've got a little marsh-like area that I put in a lot of the videos. It's right out near where we live, and I'm just going to put some wildflowers in. See how they come up. We've got lots of bees here. We've even got bees from a neighboring apiary that fly as far as here for pollen, so why not? I have bought a lot of seeds from Johnny Seeds. This year I did buy some from Fairy Morse. Normally these are like $1 something, and these are like 99 cents, but everything's very expensive this year. So sweetie tomato, I'm going to try that from seed. Plant some delphiniums from seed. These are some that I got from Floret Flowers out in Washington. I'm not planting those this year, or the Johnny. Sweet peas, we're going to try some of those. Zinnias, Every year I try to have a pot of those out. Might try some cosmos. Always have marigolds whenever I have tomatoes, and I always have tomatoes. We're going to try some rosemary from seed. Some of the first things that we're going to work on is our spinach. My husband loves, and I don't love spinach. He loves spinach. I like lettuce, love lettuce. So we're going to try some Burpee Bib lettuce, and we're going to try some of this spinach. Here's an older pack. So first we're going to try to get the greens growing, and then after the greens, of course, the little tomato plants, starters. I'm going to try to start late so I can harden them off when it's already nice outside rather than let them get leggy. We do have grow lights, so once they get planted, and this is what I bought this year. I usually buy the little plugs, but this year I've got some special soil, and so they're going to be started here and then put underneath our grow light late. And then when they get to this stage, I'm going to separate them, and then the grow light just for a tiny bit more, and then they should be ready to go outside rather than, weeks under the grow light till they get leggy, and then they're just not, we just can't get them outside and have any success. So, and then when we don't have success, I do go out and usually buy a couple of very small, like 4-inch rosemary, and try to grow them up to, I usually have great luck with rosemary. And if you look through my videos and visit my blog, that's usually linked in my videos. I've been growing a container garden for 10 years out on our deck, and I've grown carrots and tomatoes and potatoes, every herb that you can think of, every flower besides roses and peonies, trees, you name it. I've even been featured in the local Purple Cow organic soil ads, so done really well on the deck. Now obviously it's nothing, I've never done it to the extent of canning tomatoes or anything, but I've managed to get in extreme temperatures with at times extreme sun and little resource to get almost anything I can think of right now. Cucumbers. The one thing that I haven't managed is I never plant pumpkins soon enough to get any pumpkins, even ornamental. So that's it for the garden plans for this year, and my plant tour and my deck tour. I'll show you the plants on my stairwell that I've overwintered. This is the deck that our garden will be on. I not stained it, but weatherproofed it last fall for the first time since we've been here. It's not something that the management does or asks us to do, but I certainly did it because the wood is old and creaky, and so I want to treat it and make it look nice. So, and then over here is where we overwintered. So I have 2 rose bushes, and I've ordered, and those are the ones right up front with the blankets around them. They're actually growing new growth right now. Try to get an up close and personal here in the video. And then behind them I have peonies that I planted last fall, and then a peony we've had around here for a while that most certainly will come up. And then right here I have a tree. So, and then I have 2 David Austin roses that are coming. They're going to be the bare root roses. And so they're supposed to be here by mid-April, mid-May. So I'll have those to plant as well. And then, of course, what I'm growing this summer out on the deck, I'll show you some of the seeds, but mainly focusing on Amish paste tomatoes and rosemary. Okay, now we're in our stairwell, which is fairly cool. I would say it probably can get down as low as, 38. Stays pretty dark in the daytime. I got the light on right now, and then of course at nighttime it's pitch black. So this is a rosemary plant. We're going to see if this is actually still alive. When the frost problems, frost is done outside, I'm going to set it out on our deck and see if it actually comes back. I've tried to overwinter rosemary, and they always end up getting white mold. So this is down to nothing except for the bare plant. Still smells like rosemary. I'm just not sure if it's still alive. So I have watered it. Has stayed in fairly cool temperatures all winter, and none of this has gone moldy, so we're going to see. usually keep, I don't want to bring in any type of soil that smells wet or moldy. Neither of these bags do, and this is specific for seeding, so seed starting. It's nice lightweight soil with no smell to it. These are our Amaryllis from Christmas time. It said that they may rebloom if you keep them in, you know, some lightweight soil and not exposed to sun until it's time. And I have, these are some bulbs. I got an early tulip plant, and then when the tulips were done, I dug these out. So I'm not sure what to do with these yet. I hope to find time before the weekend is over to figure out if I can repot those. But right now I'm just keeping them in some dry, medium dry soil, and then another Amaryllis bulb, and then the Peonies. Sarah Bernhardt's what I grow. I think I have this in a video where last year I bought 2 roots for $5. This year it's 1 root for $5.42. I have had success with this one from Walmart. This is a peony that has come back, comes back every year, but only 1 year bloomed. So I'm going to try this. I planted another one last fall that I had. We'll see if that one even comes up this spring, and then we're going to plant this one as well. So that's just kind of my, so to just throw these things away, see if they actually regrow. And the rosemary has been a big challenge of mine, so I'm going to see if I can bring that back alive this spring. Up here we have an English ivy. Again, another plant that kind of has to stay out of reach of cats. Our cat. But yes, they are toxic to cats. So I think it's doing fairly well. I got the English ivy and the golden pothos at Aldi about a month ago. And again, it struggles for light. So my husband has put in these hooks, and so this bedroom window is west facing light. Not the greatest either. It gets really hot in the summertime. But soon these plants will all stay in my office with the door shut, and they'll get whatever sunlight the north can give them, the north and northwest, and that'll be it. And even sometimes I take them out on the deck in the summertime if it's not too hot, spring or late summer, and try to get them to get a boost of growth before winter. So that's an English ivy. Here are 2 little, I guess sprouts or whatever. I had a fiddle leaf fern. It's kind of a weird one that I got at Walmart, so it just never really went anywhere. But it had these 2 tops that were still healthy. The leaves were still healthy. I haven't really had time to look up yet whether I can grow them from starts like this, but I just cut the 2 tops off before I got rid of the plant. Put them in some water, and we'll see if we can root them that way. Okay, we have some faux flowers. I kind of fought this urge for a long time to do any faux plants or flowers, but they make them a lot nicer nowadays than they used to. They look a little bit more realistic. Of course, you pay for it, but got a couple of maybe dahlias in these glass jars and some lily of the valley. And last fall I brought in a large branch, put it in a vase, and I think those little lanterns or lights are from magnolia. And then we have some faux trees. Pine cones look pretty real. The pine cones might be real. We love birds, so we have some vintage owls. And then you've all seen the little tree that I have here, all decked out now for Easter. So things like that. I got some faux tulips a while back. So you can have beautiful tulips year round. So I have some, got a bunny yesterday. A new bunny. And there's a bunny from the same shop, and then my husband picked that up for me at Target. So I have things like that in our house. I think that they look all right, even though they're the flowers or such are faux. They're realistic enough looking for us that we enjoy them in our decor. Okay, here's a quick look at my plants. I have an orchid. This is one of the last ones that I have left from my old crew of orchids. without south-facing sun, it's really hard to grow plants in this house. I used to have almost a dozen orchids in a south-facing window, and they did just great. And then we moved out of our home and moved to this area, and we've been in an apartment for a few years. And so until I get a south-facing window again, not too many orchids. You'll see that some of my plants are up high because we have a cat that loves to eat everything that he can get his hands on, including toxic plants, and a lot of, if not almost all of the really pretty house plants that anybody would want are toxic to cats. So I've got African violets, they're not, an orchid is not. I have a ZZ plant, which I've had for years. It hasn't really grown much beyond what it is. They're a plant that doesn't mind not having a whole lot of light. I have a rabbit's foot fern that's fairly new, that's not doing the greatest, but I have been able to, in this apartment, grow really nice rabbit foot ferns. Of course, I have my Christmas cactus. These little greenhouses used to be filled with succulents. Succulents don't do well in this house either. So there's a fake plant, and then I've got this little tiny plant that I got as I think it was a Christmas one. It was a much bigger version of it, and then it grew a little baby out the side, and I'll have it in the show notes what it is. The little baby out the side get repotted, and there it is. Cactus. Cactuses do great. So he's been around for a long time, 3 years maybe. I've had lots of plants in this apartment, probably over 100 that are not here anymore. I just keep on trying. These are supposed to be tulips. We'll see if they're actually going to come up. Oh, let's see. I got another Christmas cactus. These were beautiful Christmas cactuses at Christmas, so we're just going to see if they'll come back again. And then a brand new orchid I got yesterday. That was $14.97, I think, at Walmart. And I picked my orchids by how many of these beautiful, I guess they're roots, how beautiful the root system looks. This one was fabulous, so that's how I picked this one. We got a golden pothos up there. Those are toxic to cats, so I have to watch that, he would never even get to this position, I mean, there's a file cabinet. You just watch to make sure a leaf doesn't drop off. The worst that he could get from this is that he would have some irritation in his mouth or diarrhea, but in the 14 years he's been around, he's never eaten or gone after any of our house plants. But just to be safe, I keep them up high. So that's the plant so far in my home office. Okay, no live footage today yet. We kind of ran short of time. We ran to go on a walk and to enjoy nature and get some fresh air, and there's, it's 7 o'clock now and little time for us to do a project together, but I will show what I've done at nighttime by myself. So I have gone over the years and bought fake flowers, usually Hearth and on Hand, I think it is, Magnolia, at Target, and then from the primitive store that I go to is sometimes in the early days from Pottery Barn. So that's kind of my selection. I weeded out what I don't use or what just doesn't really fit, and donated that. Most of everything that I have decluttered has been donated. It's all still in good condition. It's just either doesn't fit with us anymore, clothing doesn't fit us, whatever. We're not wearing it, not using it, and when we move out of here, we're not going to pay, big fees to haul out stuff that we're going to end up having to go through later on anyway. So we're going to do it now. We've got 18 months to do it, and so that's what this is really all about. Decluttering, donating, organizing, and then at 18 months, moving it on out. So I did that. We got a little bit of room on this shelf. Ideally, this is the top shelf, going to be cleared and stored. The next shelf is going to be what my husband puts his Lego models on, and everything Christmas will be cleared and stored. Here is just another one that's got some things that I treasure, things that I've collected over the years, but they don't need to be out and be dust collectors anymore. And the rest of Christmas type stuff needs to be cleared and stored. I hadn't been able to get into these drawers for 5 years maybe. Stuff was piled up in front of them. So I've been through every one of these drawers except for the pencil drawer. So I've donated crafts, donated just little things I picked up in the dollar spot at Target over the years, and everything else that's left in the top drawer is for sale. But everything else that's left is things that I want to keep. Over here I've gone, it might be a little dark now, over here I've gone through and sorted books once again and donated the ones that I'm not going to read. I've tried to keep the ones that I plan on reading in the next few years. And if I don't read them in the next few years, those will be donated as well. So decluttered that and dusted it. And up here, stuff was taken down here and donated, and then it was dusted and this plant was added. And so now we have this in front, which is a bunch of frames that I got for prints that I ordered from a artist online who only releases her prints, or did up till just a couple weeks ago, only released them twice a year. So I ordered some for Christmas, and they came at the first part of the year, and now those are the frames, plus of course my seeds, where I'm going to plant my seeds. We got Kitty. This needs to be gone through, but this is things that I have for sale, this whole cart, so I'm not really sure at this point what to do. And this is what's come out of a corner that we couldn't get through to that 5-drawer arts and crafts thing. All these pictures that at one time were on the walls, but as time went by, we changed them out for other pictures. Some of these need to be donated. Some of them maybe can be changed back out, and others need to be protected and stored away. And yes, we do have a tool chest up here because my husband used to use it at his job. And we don't want that stuff rusting out in the garage. So I have done a lot of work like in our storage, in our pantry storage back here. So I'll insert a pic. Well, I don't know if I have an old picture, but this used to be, you couldn't see anything. So I've gone through all this and looked at the dates and made sure that everything is fine, and everything was fine. So trying to put healthier things in place of things that were, these shelves were once just stocked full of nothing but candy. Now it's eliminated down to that one bag that should last us most of the year, and then you just see a little bit of candy left there and some truffles that my husband got for Easter. That's it. No more candy, no more junk, and the bottom shelf has popcorn and elbow macaroni. This top shelf up here was all cleaned off. It was just full of clutter. And these 2 rabbits were brought down and their outfits were washed out. Everything was dusted. This over here, it was just stacked with candy. Now we have some beef sticks to take away some of the candy. This candy has been there since last, early fall. We've got our coffee. Jam getting ready for the birds. There's the Easter basket. And there's Kitty, trying to keep that stock up because that's food the shelves are bared of those 2 flavors all the time. So that's taken us a while to build up. And then we got Swiss Miss and my husband's Frescas, and we still have a few canned goods from when most everyone was out stocking up canned goods. And the bottom is the cat's dry food. And I think we have 1 container left of Clorox wipes. So we're just trying to get all that sweets and all that stuff that's bad for you cleared out and replaced with decent stuff, healthy stuff that's better for us. And of course, no video about a crazy plant lady would be complete without the crazy plant lady buying more plants. I had lost all my Sansevierias in the last, it's been 5 years now since I bought my first plant, and I split it up. I have a video on that, probably on my channel, my gardening channel, but I split up a large Sansevieria plant that I got at Walmart for like $12 into 4 or 5 big plants. And they've all died over the years, and I'm not really sure why. I took care of them correctly, but the plants just got weak and they just tipped over in their soil and were all yellow on the bottom. So I like the dark green ones. I don't like the yellow green ones. And so my husband found these at Walmart. And then I got a little replacement fern in case my little rabbit foot fern doesn't make it. So those I got at Walmart today. And that is it for my video for this weekend. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you come back next weekend to see what's going on. If you like my videos, hit the subscribe button, like or comment. Let me know if you have a channel in the comments, and I'll be sure to follow you back. Till next time, thank you, and stay well.